All right. Oh, you almost caught me slipping, dude.
Jake was
Almost
making
caught me
this
slipping.
crazy face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, almost got me. But all right, guys, welcome back. Bet with the boys, Thursday, March 13th, and we actually found two bets that we really, really like.
Yeah, both in college basketball. The NBA is hit or miss right now. We do have a pick going. We were live streaming that for a bit. Miami, if you want to keep us updated,
Yeah,
what they went
Clippers
on
went
another
on
run.
another run.
Dude, Miami's going to get this game, but it's been super ugly. So if Miami wins, we're 2-1 and 4-1 for the week. If Miami loses, we're 4-2 for the week. So still doing pretty good. But Thursday, March 13th, we actually have some early games. Do us a favor, like and subscribe because we are getting these videos out the night before for you guys and crushing the lines absolutely actually
Yeah,
too.
I was about to say we're beating these lines pretty well. Um, that's just one of the benefits of getting these videos done at night. I kind of like what we've been doing. Just getting because I mean March is heating up. Today, really, for Thursday is when the tournament gets good. All the terrible teams are kind of out, and now we're getting down to the best of the best.
Except for the SEC because it is deep. This is the deepest league we've ever seen.
Yeah, they've been saying it all year. Believe it or not, SEC is exactly 500 against each other, which is crazy.
Yeah, that means super good. Super
It
good league.
means that an SEC game, at least every game, someone's going to go 1-1.
Yeah. I mean, Arkansas played today in the first round. I mean, Coach Calipari's playing in the first round of the SEC tournament.
Yeah,
But, anyways, become a member. You want to get these weekend picks in, especially for this weekend, conference championship weekend. You want that. So it's going to cost you about 10 cents a day. I think you can swing it. And we have been on fire on the weekends, too. I can't remember our exact record, but I think it's like 12-4 or something like that.
something like that. Yeah.
All right. So, recap, like I said, is going on now. And we will get into pick number one.
Yeah. Speaking of Coach Calipari playing in the first round, we've got Ole Miss tomorrow, -3.5 versus Arkansas, -102 on FanDuel. Great price to find that. Um, and I can let you cover this because it's pretty much your point. But that seven-man rotation for Arkansas is going to be wearing thin.
It's going to be very tough with a 7-man rotation. I watched them play today against South Carolina. They built like a 20-point lead in that first half. Well, guess what? When you're running 7 men and you got two subs the entire game, you're going to give that lead up. And that's exactly what happened in that second half. They got outscored. And I think they almost tied it up. They won by 4 points, was up by 20. So, yeah, Arkansas is beat up right now and they're on a back-to-back against a rested Ole Miss team. Now the spread is Ole Miss -3.5. They've already played once during the season. We're probably going to crush this line as well. I would not expect 3.5 to be there tomorrow when you wake up. So notifications are super important.
Yeah, and Ole Miss, I think, is just a better team than Arkansas, but I know that they're a better team than South Carolina, who Arkansas went wire to wire with. Like you said, had a 20-point lead and just kind of faded in that second half because they don't have any backups.
Yeah, so even if you're watching this game tomorrow and it's kind of tight at halftime, just know that those legs are going to be really tired in that second half for Arkansas, and I expect Ole Miss to do their damage there and pull ahead.
Yep, I agree.
So you were saying we were crushing these lines. I just wanted to touch this real quick before we get into the next pick. We had Miami Heat -118 on the money line. It closed around -135. So we beat that line. We also had UNC North Carolina at -8.5. That line closed at -10.5. And then we had Vandy -1.5, closed at -2.5, but they were unable to get it done. That was our loss today, unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess that we mentioned it in the video yesterday that we hope it's not a trap. I guess it was. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Texas just seems like a one-man show, but they play A&M next, and I really think A&M is going to take care of them. We didn't make a pick on that game, but we did make a pick on Indiana.
Yeah, taking them +1.5 tomorrow, -105 on DraftKings. This is an early game, 12 p.m. Great prices on these two bets. That's what I like the most is you got -102 and -105. So basically doubling your money, or pretty, darn near close to doubling your money if we hit these.
Yeah, so these teams have already played once. They played in Eugene, which is the nerdiest name of a city of all time, Eugene.
Yeah.
They played in Oregon, and Indiana almost beat them. There was a lot of complaints about foul trouble in that game as Oregon went to the free throw line like triple the amount of times that Indiana did in that game. Indiana had this game in the bag, but some bad officiating. Indiana's got a bad taste in their mouth from that game. Oregon, on the other hand, has won 8 straight. They've been on fire. And now they're in a pick 'em with Indiana. That tells you a lot right there. Like 8 straight, now you're in a pick 'em. Indiana's record isn't anything crazy, but they have been playing a lot better ball toward the end of the year. So I think this line is indicative that Indiana pulls out the upset. They need to win. They're one of the last 4 teams in right now on the bubble. So big game for them tomorrow.
Yeah, and you were talking about that officiating. Oregon went to the line 17 times compared to just 2 for Indiana in the second half.
Yeah, that's huge. A big discrepancy there, but home court won't save them, and they're actually playing this game in Indianapolis. I don't know where Indiana is, but it sounds a lot like Indianapolis.
Yeah, I'd say you're on the right track there.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty close. So hopefully, hopefully this doesn't screw us like it did in the Vandy game. It was in Nashville. That's where Vandy is. I heard some of the fans kind of when they were coming back at the end get loud in there, but hopefully they're there packed in for Indiana tomorrow during this game.
Yeah, I hope so too. And even if they're not, I think Indiana can do this one.
All the money on the money line is on Oregon already, which is a good sign for us because we do lean on the sharper side of betting most of the time, but we are doing a better job of just not being idiots too. So
Yeah, it's been helping.
yeah, and the line has dropped. It was plus 2.5. Now it's plus 1.5. I think there's a sneaky spot here. Indiana plus 1.5, minus 105 on DraftKings. Recap the 2 picks. We got Ole Miss versus the Tired Legs tomorrow of Arkansas. It's just going to show up. It really is. And I think Arkansas made a good push during the end of this season, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. I think it ends here.
Agreed. Then we got Indiana plus 1.5 versus Oregon. And that's the recap of the 2 picks, guys. I think it's 2 winners. Go out there and pretty much double your money. And we'll see you on Friday for the remainder of these conference tournaments.
Yep, it's gonna be nice. Just a reminder, we will be live streaming on the first day of the tournament, Thursday, March the 20th, I believe that is.
Yep.
And we live streamed tonight, just testing out the pipes, making sure we had that announcer voice. I'm Ian Eagle, and I think he was Kurt Herbstreit or something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think we're on point for a contract.
I was actually Ian Eagle, and he was Noah Eagle. He was my son, and you did a good job tonight.
Yeah, NBC, my son is actually. They
Yeah.
need somebody to do these big noon kickoffs.
That would be the dream job. So go ahead and like us up, subscribe, get us to 1 million followers, and maybe we'll have a local radio show someday.
It's just gonna happen. All right, guys, bet responsibly. Always bet with the boys. These are single bets, not parlays. March is here, like a kid on Christmas. This is my time of year.
Best time of year for basketball. So
I'm actually excited about this.
me too. So let's make some money while we're at it.
Yes, sir. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you.